All right, good evening, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don back in here with you again. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning for one of our counties in East Alabama. That's going to be Lee County. So for you folks down there in the Opelika area, you're right under this storm now, and it is moving to the west. So, you folks in Auburn, heads up. This storm is coming your way. This is a severe thunderstorm warning now just issued by the National Weather Service in Birmingham. And we are going to give you the verbiage of that maybe here in just a second. As soon as we get it to populate, I will read you this warning. Just issued by the National Weather Service office in Birmingham. The National Weather Service office in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Lee County and east central Alabama until 6:30 p.m. At 5:39 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Auburn, moving to the west at 25 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-sized hail are the main threats with this storm. Locations impacted will include Auburn, Opelika, Notasulga, Waverly, Beauregard, Auburn University, Lochapoka, so forth and so on. So this is the storm we were talking about when I left you just a few moments ago. And so the National Weather Service is now pulling the trigger on a severe thunderstorm warning. And it's going to be for this cell that's sitting right there over Opelika, right along I-85. And right in this particular area is where we see the greatest threat for hail. Let me zoom in a little closer. There's Opelika. And so we are talking about right along I-85, right there at the Highway 51, I-85 interchange in Auburn. That is where we expect to see that penny-sized hail falling right now. Now, again, this is going to be moving on off to the west. And you can see the general motion. Actually, may be a little more of a southwest component than due west. Really, the heaviest part of the storm is running right down I-85. So from the 280 exit, Highway 431, 280 along I-85, all the way down to about Wire Road. Just not a good ride this afternoon. Let me zoom that out and bring it forward. You can kind of see, you can definitely see a southwest motion to this. So that's what's going on right now. We have a severe thunderstorm warning just issued by the National Weather Service for Lee County. The storm is between Opelika and Auburn, just now coming in to downtown Auburn out there on the west side. Heaviest rain just now coming into Auburn. And bear with me just a second, and we'll give you some reference points. There's Highway 29 coming into Auburn. The rain had just really started out there on North Dean Road, Summer Hill Road, South Brook Drive, Brookwood Drive, East Sanford Avenue, Hurd Avenue, there's DeKalb Street, and we're talking 25 to 30 mile per hour forward motion. So this line of storms will move into Auburn. I mean, it's moving into Auburn now. You understand that these Doppler updates are like 6 minutes apart, 4 to 6 minutes, give or take. And so sometimes by the time we get the volume scan, if these storms are moving 25, 30 miles an hour, they may already be over town. So I would be willing to say Jordan-Hare Stadium's getting some pretty heavy rainfall right now. If you're over here on the bypass 267 on the west side of town out there at Wire Road, Highway 14, this is coming your way quickly if it's not already there, and it will continue to move on off to the west. The biggest danger or threat from this particular storm, again, is going to be possibility of some hail, penny-sized hail, gusty winds, and a tremendous amount of lightning as this storm moves into the Auburn area, and then will continue moving on off to the west. So let's zoom back out and see what the rest of the area looks like right quick. Over here in western and southwestern Randolph County, things have cleared up now on Broughton Ridge, but from just west of Wedowee out there on 48, right along Lake Wedowee, stretching basically down Highway 33, all the way down to Malone, and now into just west of Wadley, out there around Southern Union. Very heavy rainfall, some lightning output, gusty winds, but this part of this storm in western and southwestern Randolph is not severe. Then as we get down into Tallapoosa County, we do have a special weather statement, and it's going to be for this cell from Davidston, stretching back into Chambers County, and then near Budston, all the way back down to Camp Hill on Highway 50. And again, this one is also moving to the west-southwest. So New Site, you're next. Dadeville, you're going to get in on the action. Alexander City, this storm is coming your way this afternoon, about 25 miles per hour. So it won't take but about 30 or 40 minutes for this stuff up here in northeastern Tallapoosa County to make it over here into the Alexander City, Dadeville area. As we zoom back out, kind of give you a big picture, a lot of heavy rain up there on I-20 from probably about Douglasville back over to Villa Rica. Some very heavy rain that along I-20, not a good day to be riding up there. And then as we look, let me see if we can go to the Atlanta. Atlanta was down just a few moments ago, so it may not let me switch to Atlanta. Let's see. Okay, it looks like you're back. Here we go. I just wanted to look. Yeah, we've got some heavy stuff over here around Athens, over in East Georgia, Northeast Georgia. I'm right up here around Dahlonega, and so I just wanted to take a peek at what's going on up here. Some pretty heavy stuff up around Greenville, South Carolina that may make it back into Northeast Georgia. And again, some heavy rain around Athens, nothing severe there. That heavy stuff along I-20 between Atlanta and the Alabama state line. That'll be moving to the west-southwest, so heads up Cleburne County, Carroll County, Heard County, maybe northern Randolph gets in on this stuff up here around Villa Rica. Let's motion that right quick. Let's see what we've got. Yeah. It looks like the majority of it's probably going to ride right along I-20. So Cleburne County is going to get most of this, well, Carroll, and then Cleburne, and then probably the northern half of Randolph. Clay, you may get some of it as well. I'm talking about this stuff up here around Villa Rica. Again, folks, this is weird this afternoon. All this stuff is moving backwards. It's not unheard of. It does happen. But it's just strange when it does, because it's just completely backwards from the way it's supposed to work. So there you go. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Lee County, Alabama. And that is going to... Let's see here. I'm having some... All right, that should get it. There we go. Now it's populating properly. All right, so where you see the yellow polygon, those are the areas that remain under the severe thunderstorm warning. So if you're down here southwest of Smith Station, you're not in the severe thunderstorm warned part of the storm. Beauregard, you're already out of that part, though you do have more off to your east coming your way. It's not severe. The severe part of this storm is right over the city of Auburn. And it's moving off to the west. So now, if all of this works properly. All right, there's your severe thunderstorm warning. It expires at 6:30. So we got about another 33 minutes to go on this severe thunderstorm warning. And that, again, is for Lee County, Alabama, City of Auburn, and then Notasulga, Lochapoka. If the storm continues off to the west, then our folks over in southern Tallapoosa County, from about Bama Park down to Tallahassee or Franklin, Reeltown, going to have to deal with this storm, as it's going to, the heaviest part of it appears to be just north of I-85, and it's going to pretty much parallel I-85 as it moves off to the west-southwest. Josh Richardson is reporting that there is some power outages just south of downtown Auburn. Okay, well, I was just talking about North Dean Street, and Alice Alliance Sports down there in the Auburn area, in that area that we were talking about. Sharon asked the question, how long will the Alexander City storm last? Well, you don't have a storm at the moment. But this stuff up here in the northeast part of the county, if it holds together, and that's a big if. I mean, these storms fluctuate in intensity this time of year. But if it continues at its present strength and direction and speed, should be into the Alexander City area the next 30 minutes, and then probably will last about 25 to 30 minutes. So probably an hour from now, Alexander City should be okay, unless something else develops, and that's always possible. This summertime afternoon thunderstorm weather pattern, like what we're seeing today, folks, this is real-time weather. I mean, there's not a front coming through. There's no focusing mechanism to fire these storms. It's like having an ad-lib play on stage with no director. You have no idea where it's going to go next, or what's going to happen, or who's going to say what, or you don't know. So in the summertime like this, you just kind of have to look out the window and see what's happening and deal with it as it develops, because there's just really, it's almost impossible to predict, other than a broad paintbrush in that we're going to have storms this afternoon, and we do, but the specifics as to how long they're going to last, where they're going to go, how long is it going to be before it's completely clear at my house, kind of hard to do, because you don't know what's going to redevelop. I mean, it's just heat of the afternoon type storms, and they could pop anywhere at any time, and could be on the strong side, and a few of them could go severe, which is what we've seen happen this afternoon. We have a severe storm down there in Auburn now, moving off to the west. We have another severe thunderstorm warning that just popped up. This is over in the Birmingham metro area. This is for a severe thunderstorm near Chelsea, and it is this is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:30 this afternoon also. All right, that's what I'm trying to get to work. Bear with me, folks. All right, that's a severe thunderstorm warning for central Shelby County in central Alabama until 6:30. One storm over there near Sylacauga trying to get going. Part of it is in extreme southwest Clay, and it's to the southeast east of downtown Sylacauga. From the north end of it's up there on 148, and the south end of it's down here on 280. And that's going to move off to the southwest. So Stewartville, eventually Weguffka. Hollins, you're on the east side of it. You should be okay unless it back builds, and that could happen. So you folks in Hollins, keep an eye out on that storm. Talladega Springs, that's a pretty nasty looking storm over there in extreme southern Talladega County. Back over in Randolph, we've got some very heavy rainfall, no doubt about that. Lake Wedowee down through Flat Rock Park to just north of Malone, stretching back over into Clay County now. Mellow Valley getting in on it. This portion of the storm is somewhat developing. Mountain community is getting some heavy rain. Then that stretches on down into Tallapoosa County near New Site. Daviston, things should be improving for you. Budston, things should be improving. Dadeville, things will be going downhill. The storm is just to your east, moving off to the west. All right, so we are beginning to get severe thunderstorm warnings out of Georgia now. Severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Carroll, southwestern Douglas, northwestern Coweta, and southern Fulton in north central Georgia. And there is some significance to this for you folks in Carroll, Hurd, and Randolph. It's way upstream. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now for this storm just south of I-20, just south of Villa Rica. And if it continues on its present direction, we're looking, Carrollton, you're looking at this storm coming up pretty soon. Let's see if we can run. So that's not cooperating. But nonetheless, you see where the polygon is. And so this storm, this part of the storm, right there along 166, is going to continue to move to the west-southwest along 166 right into Carrollton. And then if it holds together, and it very well may, then we've already told you folks over here in Cleburne, heads up, northern Randolph County for sure. And we can't rule out southern Randolph County with this storm either. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this storm over here in Georgia as it continues to move to the southwest. So right now, to recap, we have a severe thunderstorm warning up here for Carroll County in our coverage area. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lee County until 6:30. And we have a severe thunderstorm warning over here in Shelby County. Now, that Shelby County storm is moving southwest, so that's not in our coverage area, and it's moving away from our coverage area, so we're not concerned about that one. But we will be keeping an eye on this storm in Lee County and this storm up here right along I-20 that is moving back into West Georgia and potentially eventually into East Alabama. Weather Service is issuing a special weather statement about this cluster of storms down here from just south of Montgomery back to just south of Auburn. That's south of I-85. Again, that's not in our coverage area either, but that's moving off to the southwest. So for the moment, the two storms of severe concern, or concern for the possibility of severe weather, I should say, would be this storm right over Auburn, and it does not look as strong as it did a few moments ago. As a matter of fact, they just dropped the severe thunderstorm warning. All right, so now we're going to go with a special weather statement for this storm in Auburn. So no longer do we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Lee County. That storm has weakened. Would not at all be surprised to see a warning issued down here for this storm just north of Union Springs. So you folks down there, heads up on that. So that's the storm that came through Hurtsboro a few moments ago, and that is laying down some serious lightning right there. All right, so Carroll County is still under a severe thunderstorm warning. That's for this area just south of I-20. It'll move off to the southeast. We'll have to watch and see if that makes it into Hurd, Cleburne, and Randolph in the next 30 or 40 minutes or so. But for right now, we have no severe thunderstorm warnings in our immediate coverage area, though we do have some very heavy rain continuing in southwest Randolph, southeast Clay, and northeast Tallapoosa County. Also some very heavy rainfall and pretty strong lightning output down here in Lee County. We are going to step aside, and if we get another severe thunderstorm warning in our coverage area, then we'll be right back and we'll continue with our severe weather coverage this afternoon. Oh, Patricia Brown, you're not really in Roanoke, are you? I know where you're at. Just looking over at the board right quick. We got Becky in LaGrange. Emily is watching us in Valley. Connie's in Tin Shop. Hawker is in Roanoke. Jaden is watching us from Roanoke. Josh just outside of Southside Auburn. Let's see what else we got going on here right quick. Carolyn's watching us up in Carrollton, where that thunderstorm is currently underway. Be careful up there, Carolyn. Carly's watching us in Roanoke. Kevin and I believe that's Stephanie Williams watching us from Ashland. That is correct. The storms are moving backwards this afternoon. Does happen. It's not that unusual, but it's just odd watching it happen. It's just, our storms are supposed to come out of the west and move to the east, not out of the east and move to the west, and that's what we're seeing this afternoon. Jack Brock is watching us this afternoon. Joanna Huddleston over near Bethel East. Thank you for watching us this afternoon. Also, Amy East. Lisa's watching us in Woodland. Amy says that it is thundering in Woodland. Star's asking for an update for Bowden. Yeah, you got a nasty thunderstorm up there just south of Villarica that's coming in your general direction. Here's Bowden, and you see the part of the storm that has prompted this severe thunderstorm warning is way back up 166, back toward Villarica. So that part of the storm hasn't even made it to Carrollton yet. And that's where the heaviest lightning output is located. But I got to tell you, Bowden, we're beginning to see an uptick in the lightning on this northern edge of the storm that's about to move into Bowden. So it needs to be, even though that's not officially inside the severe thunderstorm polygon, I would seek shelter as this storm moves off to the south or to the west, southwest. And that's just north of Bowden up there, where you head toward I-20. And this will continue moving off down toward Bowden. So officially, Bowden, you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning, but you do have a nasty cloud coming. That's what my grandmama used to say. Said, coming up a nasty cloud out there. You got one coming, Bowden. And we'll watch and see if they include you in the severe thunderstorm warning. Right this moment, it looks to be below severe limits, but we'll see what they do with the update in just a few moments. Shane says the wind's picking up in Mount Zion. Sounds like a good one coming. Yeah. It's certainly a respectable thunderstorm. There's Mount Zion right there. Actually, you should be in the storm now. Just south of I-20. But again, we have no indications of rotation or anything like that this afternoon. Of course, understand, anytime you've got a thunderstorm around, all thunderstorms rotate or they wouldn't be a thunderstorm. So while this setup is not conducive for tornadoes or tornadic activity, anytime you have a thunderstorm, you cannot completely rule it out. So you need to respect all thunderstorms, if for no other reason, the lightning, because lightning is a killer. So if you're in the path of one of these storms this afternoon, seek shelter. Make sure you have a place to go. There's some pretty good lightning output in this storm just south of I-20 that's moving back toward the Alabama-Georgia state line. So Bowden, Georgia, you're up next. You're about to get this storm. And then as it continues moving west-southwest, it'll get over here into southern Cleburne, northern Randolph. If the easternmost side of the storm stays together as it moves down south, then it may make it into central Randolph or even southern Randolph as well. So all you folks in Randolph and Cleburne, we got and Hurd, and of course western Carroll, we've got to watch this area up here as it moves off to the southwest, because that's where your weather's coming from. Which again, as it's been pointed out several times, completely backwards from the way this is supposed to work, or from the way this normally works. All right, so Joanne's reporting very hard rain in Bowden now. Shane says some pretty consistent lightning taking place in Mount Zion, and that's up here just northeast of Bowden. So you folks in Hurd, Randolph, and Cleburne, good thing we've got folks in the room with us this afternoon that's kind of updating us on what this storm is doing as it's moving in your direction. So that's an added benefit of the way we do this. I know you don't get television coverage anyway, but even if you did, you wouldn't have ground truth reporting live and in living color from so many people who are actually under the storm as they move in your general direction. So that's one of the things that makes this process cool and makes it work so well. I mean, we're giving you live information as it's happening. All right, heavy rain in the Mellow Valley area. That's from this stuff over here in southeastern Clay. And this storm is just kind of drifting. It's been out there for a while. It's not moving as fast as some of the other storms this afternoon. We still have heavy rain from Mad Indian Creek all the way down Lake Wedowee, all the way down to Highway 77, as it comes into Clay County out of Randolph, back up to Shiloh, Cooley Crossroads, Bluff Springs, Harkins Crossroads, all the way over to Millerville, down to the Mountain Community, and then it stretches all the way down into Tallapoosa County, Goldville, New Site. Things are getting better in Daviston. Alexander City, here comes that storm I was telling you about. It's coming right at you. It is not severe. There is a special weather statement on this storm, but as you can see, the lightning output is not that tremendous. We're only looking at like 4 or 5 lightning strikes in the last couple of minutes. So there's not a tremendous amount of lightning with it, though there is some. So the biggest threat from this storm coming at Alexander City is going to be the heavy rainfall. It may be a little bit of pea-sized hail, but judging from the lightning output, that's probably just pockets of very heavy rain instead of hail. Auburn, things are improving for you as the storm moves off to the west. Union Springs, not so much for you. That's a nasty-looking storm coming at Union Springs there south of I-85. And also down here south of Montgomery, just north of Fort Deposit. Some heavy thunderstorms there also. So there we go, folks. We're still watching this storm up here south of Villa Rica, headed toward Bowden. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Carroll County. It does not include the Bowden area just yet. We'll wait and see if the National Weather Service updates that as this storm continues moving to the west-southwest. We're also going to keep an eye on the entire area. If we have another severe thunderstorm warning, we'll be right back with you to continue our live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Stay with us.